for tomorrow night, as we ended up playing last night, and that's our focus. For James, we obviously are desperate for him to return, and he's a huge piece of what we do in our team. But at this point, I think it would be all guesswork to really understand. He's had such a little, up and down recent history with it that it's really hard to predict. And so let's hope for the best. But we can't really say anything too predictive or too definitive right now.
And then is there anything with his absence that you're taking from game one, from Blake, from Mike James, that would maybe inform the way you want to be moving forward without him for now?
Yeah, I think we learned a lot from last night's game. Where we're playing a terrific team, and they're going to cause all sorts of problems for us. And trying to learn as we go here and try to improve and have a greater understanding of what it is we're trying to accomplish. From possession to possession is important. We're fortunate we had a great performance and got the win in game one, and we're going to have to play even better to win game two.
Thank you.
Brian Lewis with New York Post.
Hey, Steve. Not to beat a dead horse, I just want to make sure I'm clear on this. So the release or the statement said that James had tightness. Are we presuming that this is not a strain, like a grade 1, 2, or 3 strain? And are you hopeful of seeing him in this series at all?
I'm definitely hopeful of seeing him. Like I said, it's tightness, and we've had this history before, which was very difficult to kind of, like I said, predict how it will go. So I'm very reluctant to kind of make any prognosis, but obviously we're really hopeful that he heals quickly and can move past it. But at this point, we just focus on the next game and understand he won't be with us for the next game, but I hope he heals very, very quickly.
Jared Greenberg with Turner.
Coach, what is the biggest thing you will miss by not having James in the lineup tomorrow?
Well, he's one of the greatest players in the game. So we miss a guy that can play make, that is can manipulate the defense, can score one-on-one. I can keep going. He's a leader for us, and so we miss a tremendous amount. But we've had that all year. We've had guys in and out of the lineup. Guys have stepped up. So we are in a position where at least we're familiar with making adjustments with our lineups, rotations, combinations, and we were able to survive it yesterday, and we'll have to be even more cohesive and clear tomorrow night to win.
Can you explain what his voice has meant, or what type of voice he has had in the locker room since coming over?
Yeah, he's a naturally vocal guy and a vocal leader, and he's an extremely high basketball IQ. He cares a tremendous amount, and he's always thinking about the game, and is able to verbalize that with his teammates. Like I've said in the past, he can be very direct, he can be confrontational, but all in the right spirit. And I think it's really productive and helpful for our team.
Greg Logan with Newsday.
Steve, I am going to beat a dead horse, unfortunately, but so are you essentially saying that the MRI did not show any structural damage? And then secondly, just did you talk to James? Did he express to you his thoughts on whether or not how serious he thinks it is, or whether or not he can get back this series?
Yeah, all I'm aware of is tightness. I think James, he has high hopes and wants to be back ASAP. Now, I think, we want to protect James too. We want to make sure he's right. This is playoff time. This is time to take some risks, but it has to be right to take those risks. We're not going to take any old risks. So we hope he's back. I think he believes he can be back, but we've got to see what happens, and only time can tell how he responds and where he's at in the coming days.
Bruce Beck, NBC New York.
Steve, next man up, guys stepping up, that, they're great catchphrases, but you guys seem to embrace it, employ it, implement it. What is it about this club that allows you to do so?
It's a good question. I mean, I can take a stab at it. I think we have a great environment. Guys believe in one another. Guys have confidence in one another. We have a team that I think is on the same page, has good chemistry off the floor, even if we haven't had a lot of time together on the floor. We have a great working environment here, very collaborative. And the Stay Ready group, they've been very dedicated and kept guys in condition and with enough sharpness to jump into a game, even a playoff game like Mike James last night. So, my hat's off to the players for being able to absorb all the different things that have been thrown at us this year, and to my staff that's just been terrific at keeping these guys ready and creating this environment.
Alex Schiffer, The Athletic.
Hey, Steve, I got two. Just, is there any update on Jeff and his status for game 2?
Jeff is out for game 2, but progressing nicely. So, I think we'll see him in the series, and hopefully it's game 3, but who knows?
And then just from a playmaking standpoint, I think you guys had 7 players with multiple assists last night. Just even despite James, what do you think works so well from a playmaking by committee standpoint for you guys?
Yeah, I just thought being willing to share and make quick decisions, move the ball and play together, play off one another. We were unselfish and willing to make the extra pass, and I think it created a lot of opportunities for us.
Brian Mahoney with AP.
Hey, Steve, even though obviously we know injuries are unexpected and can't be prepared for and stuff, after all the lineup changes and all the bad luck you had during the regular season, do you ever allow yourself to even, dream, I guess, that the worst has to be behind us and, we can have 2 months of health here?
Yeah, I think I was there prior to last night, but that's just not our reality, and so you have to accept it, and you have to enjoy the opportunity we have, regardless of the adversity that we face. And we're still alive. We're still playing basketball, and we get to work with a great group of guys. And so I look at all the positives and look at this great opportunity our team has to compete in the playoffs, learn, challenge ourselves, and grow.
Christian Winfield, New York Daily News.
Hey, Coach. Obviously, the Bucks shooting 6 of 30 from downtown in Game 1 is not something that you can expect for them to continue. Almost like you didn't expect Jason Tatum to keep missing those shots that he eventually made when he went off. What can you do to kind of prepare for maybe an onslaught of threes for them in Game 2?
Well, I mean, all we can do is worry about ourselves, our coverages, our matchups, rotations, our schemes, and being as locked in as possible to make it difficult for them. Making or missing is partly how well you defend, and it's partly, up to the day. And so we can't control. What we can control is our effort, our intensity, and our attitude.
If I can follow up really quickly, did the film show that their misses were more a byproduct of your defense, or were they just missing looks that you think they might make in the future?
Both. I thought we did a good job. We didn't give them a lot of wide open threes. Having said that, can they make some more of those? For sure. So it's it's one of those things. I thought we missed a lot of open threes as well, and so it's one of those things where making and missing is a part of this league. It's a part of the outcomes, but you can't necessarily plan for makes and misses. You plan to have priorities and a strategy and try to execute it, and you also hope that your team consistently shoots the ball well as well.
Back to Greg Logan.
Steve, am I correct that Spencer Dinwiddie is still not with the team, and has it been determined that you guys are just going to move on without him during this playoff postseason run?
He's not with the team. I believe he's rehabbing in LA, and everything's going very well. I have had no conversations about him returning to the team or even returning to play at this point. So I can't help you there.
Thanks for your time, Coach.
Okay. Thanks, everyone.